guys? Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. And today we're trying something a little different. As you can see over to my left or right, whichever side that is, I've got the great Andrew Goldberg, big basketball fan, big basketball collector, and my compadre from the Luka Nation Network. We are doing our PWCC weekly auction number 36, top 100 countdown, 96 to 1. Andrew, I go crazy fast. Are you prepared for this? It is 5:53 a.m. where I am.
Your listeners are lucky. Their leader, their host is a machine. So this guy was in Texas this weekend. If you guys don't know, some of you do, Texas has the best soccer in America, at least top 3. And this man, Mr. Cajun Cardboard's daughter, just ran circles around them. 2 victories. They got home basically at midnight last night. This guy texted me. He's like, hey, PWCC ended. I got a ton to share with our community. Let's rock. And here we go, 5 hours later. From winning all weekend to now winning auctions. You're a beast.
We're doing it. I got screen share pulled up. I'm going to throw you some softballs every once in a while. Interject whenever you feel necessary. Starting with number 96, we got a 1986 Jordan Fleer sticker. It's got the PWCC 5% eye appeal, 2190. We got a white Mosaic Lebron right next to it, Andrew. White Mosaic's a cool piece. You know, obviously everybody's looking for the 1-on-1 black, but the whites are numbered to 25, so sort of like the Mojos in Prism or whatever. BGS 9.5. Most people are grading these ultra moderns with either SGC or PSA. I don't see very many people grading this particular type of card with with Beckett, you know, but a BGS 9.5 quad. The first card, Andrew, we're going to talk about is, I've never seen this card. It's a 2018 Prism Silver Luka Doncic PSA 10. Have you ever seen such a thing? I thought this would be in the premiere.
I compare that to like LeBron's base card.
Yes.
That's what I think of that card. I think they're similar pops. They
it's very similar pops. I got it pulled up. I've got the last year pulled up, which is a death march, right? As you can see, down 68%. But I've got a surprise for you, and I've got a surprise for all the commodity card lovers and all of the Doncic collectors. This card is so populated that it sold 21 times in the last 30 days. The last sale was 1920. Before that, 1853. Before that, 2000. Before that, 2250. This card last night closed at 2,400, Andrew. Go back to this chart. Look at this. It sold for 2,400. That's the third highest sale out of the last 22 sales. Thoughts on that? Is that an aberration? Is it a particularly clean copy that we're looking at here on our screen? I mean, it looks about as centered as PSA 10 should. That's a big jump, man. That's $500 over the last. That's almost 20% jump over the last sale.
Sunday night on PWCC, stuff gets weird, man.
It does.
Stuff gets weird. We enjoy. PWCC is really fun for buying. We talked about how fun Extended is. It only takes 2 bidders at the end. I still think that card is a little overpriced. I was talking to my pops, and he was like, "Are you buying Luka?" I said, "For me, Luka feels too pricey for what he's achieved, even though I like him as a player."
We just did a great video that came out and on the Luka Nation Network. We were talking about the population of the modern Prism. Specifically, I took a look at 2018, not just Prism, but a bunch of 11 different products of 2018 Doncic. It's not just that there's a lot of these. It's that there's a lot of options. And that's what I hope that ultra-modern collectors, I shouldn't say ultra-modern collectors because I'm one of those as well, but like new collectors that have come in the hobby in the last maybe 18 to 24 months, I hope they understand it's not just the pop of that particular card.
Right.
It is, what are the options? If you go to a shitty all-you-can-eat buffet and they've got, a whole lot of ribs, it's unlimited rib. This is going to be a terrible analogy. What am I trying to say? There's a million different options out there. So it's not just my gold's only numbered to 10. Yeah, but there's like 500 or 800 gold, if you look across all products, all inserts, all autos, et cetera, et cetera.
I only know shitty buffets, though. I only know Hong Kong King buffet.
Okay. I was going to go with a buffet analogy, and I was like, you know what? Andrew's a master of analogies. I'm just going to let
the audience real quick to the silver. So his people, well, obviously there's the gold, but then there's the color match blue. You guys look at the color match blue of that card. It went from 45K to 38K. The last sale was right in the 20s, I believe 22 to 25.
Yeah.
Which the ratio between the silver and the blue. I honestly I know it's a completely different price point, but the blue is getting to a price in the 20s. and I think it might even come down more where it's attractive. So I prefer a blue color match that, has pop 20, 30 versus something like this.
Look, we're spending a lot of time on card number 94, but it's important. And honestly, there's 3 color matches for Doncic. There's the blue fast break number to 175. The blue's number to 199. The blue fast break number to 175. And there's also the blue ice number 99, which is filthy, right? That's kind of the rich man's color match, right? Next to that, we got a pretty cool dual patch sticker auto of Steph Curry, 2520. It's a pop 1, sold for 2520. So that last row right there, you're looking at cards just over $2,000 in that bottom row. Next row, you're going to see this a lot, Andrew. I know I sit and do these every single Monday. You're going to see a million Steph Curry autos. And then spoiler alert, this is what's really cool. Somebody decided, I would assume it's all the same consignor. Somebody decided to get out of 2003 Exquisite limited logos. And there's some absolutely beautiful cards. You'll see about 1/10 of the top 100 is Exquisite limited logos, first year 2003 Exquisites, which we're about to see. Steph Curry's a pop 2, 2640. A star Jordan, usually the left side is the skinny side. This one, the right side is the skinny side, but it's a BGS 7. Jordan 2640. These cards are cool. I'm familiar with this 2021 Impeccable set because it's a stats deal. So there's a Lillard 61. You guys know I have a little side PC of Lillard, but this is the Doncic. Beautiful card. His mom hit the nail on the head with that autograph right in the middle. That's a pop 2, 2760. Here's a 2011 Fleer Retro basketball. That's where you're looking for those retro PMGs. Your thoughts on retro PMGs generally, especially now that this new Metal Universe product came out. So now it's a retro. It's a whatever they call it, playing at the park jersey for Jordan. They got Ken Griffey Jr. wearing mommy jeans. Wayne Gretzky looks 200 years old. What do you think about that Metal Universe non-licensed product that came out?
I think that if you want to get into it, just wait a little bit. Any new release in the hobby is always kind of accepted with angst and I hate this design and why would you do it? The hobby is very critical of new creative stuff in the get. Yep. So if you like it, you wait a year and then you get into it as a collector. That's how I've seen some people do it successfully.
The one really thoughtful thing about it, and I got this, believe it or not, from my Jordan group chat that I'm in with, all of the guys that make me look like a Jordan novice. These guys really put thought into what cards they buy and why, and what cards are relevant and why. The one thing they pointed out is, Tiger Woods is non-licensed, but it's like you can't tell. So you've got Tiger's first pack pulled PMG, right? Because the original purple one was an Upper Deck employee distribution. So the new one that comes out of Metal Universe, if you look at that Tiger card, that's a Tiger PMG. You don't look at the card and say, why is Jordan wearing some random jersey from a charity game? You don't say, why is he not wearing Carolina? Why is he not wearing Bulls? Why is he not wearing Wiz? But when you see Tiger Woods, you're like, shit, that's a Tiger Woods PMG right here. Like, this is the real deal, right? And it's pack pulled. So it's a big deal. So make that distinction between, Griffey wearing mommy jeans and then, Tiger looks like he's ready to rock and roll. So totally different deal there with the golf pulls. And you're right, man. Like I never really buy any product within 90 days of release. I just want the market to settle because you know how it is. Like some people buy out of FOMO or whatever,
right?
And the price is just so high, 60 to 90 days after release. Well, especially a few weeks after release. So I just chill. 2003 SP Authentic Basketball Hobby Box. Everybody, obviously, Darko Milicic and TJ Ford hunting in that one. $27.60 for that sealed box. Here's the first one that Cajun Cardboard lost. You're going to see a lot of these reds, right? Where it says, sorry you lost this item. And look, I wasn't going heavy, but I will tell you this, and you know me, I have that set collector gene. At some point in maybe around Tuesday or Wednesday when I was digging through here and I was looking at the PWCC weekly auction number 36, I was like, oh my God, there's a 2003 almost exquisite collection set break where somebody decided to liquidate tons of them. And I was like, they're all Hall of Famers. This is one of the greatest modern cards in existence. 2003 Exquisite limited logos is just absolutely flat out fantastic.
That's beautiful. His Lakers jersey too, right?
It is his Lakers jersey. It looks like, but Gary Payton's the beginning, right? So this is the first one. Just keep your eyes peeled. You're about to see some serious Exquisite limited logos fire. I lost
right.
This
you know one. He has a championship. He won with the Heat.
Yeah, he did. He was an afterthought with that team, but I got to believe he probably brought something to the locker room when he was on that team, if I had to guess, right? Nobody was cutting corners or not touching the line and suicides And I promise you, Pat Riley was making them run suicides. Grown men, grown Hall of Famers. So this Gary Payton limited logo, it's a pop 6 and a 9.5. Andrew goes for $27.60. Right next to it, we have, if you kind of zoom in here, you can see this is silver autograph. This is the silver version of a red version that sold that we're going to get to a couple rows up. So this is the silver version. So a lot of people don't know about these, and I don't know everything about these, but this one's serial number to 10. This is one of those buybacks. And so we're going to get to this and we'll talk about it a little bit more. There was a red, a blue, a silver, and a gold. I think I've got this right. Somebody in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. This was originally in, probably in another slab. It was probably an original Beckett slab that was, Topps branded. And we'll see when we get there later. It's really hard to describe now. But somebody cracked this out and put it in an SGC 10 6.5 slab. So it's 6.5 card, 10 auto. SGC's opposite, right? For those of you who don't know SGC, and I didn't know this at first because I had never graded with SGC, but somebody educated me. So SGC's opposite. So the card grade's on the right, the auto grade's on the left. Whereas with Beckett, it's left, right, and then with PSA, it's top, bottom. So this is a silver buyback. You can't see it here. I can click it. I've got phenomenal technology down here. You can see right there. This is card number 8 out of 10. You see it on Dr. J. So it's autographed by Bird. It's autographed by Magic. And then right here in the middle, it's serial numbered 8 out of 10 on the Dr. J. So it's dual auto, but it's a really cool buyback redemption. These are serial numbered to 10. Pretty cool card. $27.60. It seems cheap to me.
So
you have thoughts on that?
We talk about down markets and the negative stuff that comes with prices dropping. Well, you don't talk about the positives. And the positives is you see cards that were in the wrong hands hit the market again. That's a card. You just put it, line it up. That's an incredible card. Out of 10 with all 3 grades autographing it. Who cares what even grade that is? That's an awesome card.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool. 4 cards on here, ended for about 2,800. You got to pick one. Which one you picking? You got the gold Mosaic. The gold select over here on the left. PSA 10 Giannis pop 3. You got the crazy one we just talked about, the buyback. We got the Gary Payton, and then we got the box. What are you? You're not a gambler. I'm taking the box out. You're definitely not buying that. Which of these 3 cards?
Well, I mean, that's perfect side by side. You have like Giannis, who has 40,000 different gold parallels, or you have 3 greats autographing a card. Like, it's sometimes logic just prevails. It's the middle one.
You take the middle one. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I take the middle one.
The 3,
and I don't care about the 6.5, to be quite honest with you. I could care less, right? Because you're not buying it for the condition of the card like you would, a non-auto. You're buying it for the autographs that are on there from 2 of the top 10 greatest to ever do it. Really cool, Tim Duncan. This is a 2018 National Treasures Super Prime patch with the Spurs logo in there. That's a 1-of-1 masterpiece, 3,000. KD Flawless Auto, 3,000. 2 Jordans in a row. No, it's not just one as a faded color. These are actually 2 different cards. It's the exact same picture. Luckily, we get to see Kelly Tripucka's cheeks shoved into the tiniest shorts we've ever seen. He's got an unbelievable mullet. Everything about this screams semi-pro. He's even got a knee brace on. He's trying to block Jordan's shot with 2 hands, Andrew. True or false? He gets up and blocks this shot.
False. No one jumps as high as Jordan on their jump shots. Jordan jumps higher on his jump shots than people do just jumping.
Right. So the one thing we know is Lambeer is not trying to block the shot. Lambeer's thinking, I'm going to let him get to the height of his jump, and then I'm going to submarine him. I'm going to undercut him, send a message, make sure he doesn't finish the game. That's our only chance of winning. But this is cool. 2 Jordans. These are 9.5s. These are not common in this grade. Star cards are impossible to find centered. We know that because everybody knows about the Star 101 card. It's so tough to find in gem mint condition. 3,000 for both of those cards. I'll be honest with you. I've had this compulsion to go out and put together all of the Star Jordans in somewhat of a high grade. I should probably let that ship sail. I would have been definitely involved. 3,000 seems like a fair price. They're both mint gems.
I think what you realize is how many Star Jordans are out there.
It's 20, 25, 26, I think. I think that's right. I might be wrong. Again, I'm not a star expert. When I don't know something, I say I don't know something. I don't know, but I think it's 25. I did a video on it at some point on my old channel. I think there's 25 out there that are actually licensed, right? There's like 125, if you include the fake ones that are different colors and all that crap that came out on the Shop at Home network. But That would be a fun set chase to put together. There's the set collector coming out on me again. Next, we've got a tie-dye Booker. Good time to buy Booker, bad time to buy Booker. Serial number to 25, 3120 for this card right here.
It's a great time to buy the right Booker. It's a great time to buy the right Booker.
Yeah.
I don't know the tie-dye market that well.
I don't either.
Dude, the Suns, with one game, people basically have crossed them off the list. And they're an incredible young team. Just in that perspective, I think Booker's a buy.
Great example of hobby recency bias. We remember the last thing, and it was the Suns literally getting their ass handed to them by an unguardable Luka Doncic with a bunch of janitors around him. Next card we've got, I lost it, of course. I'm going to win one, I promise you. There is one card that I win. This is the 1986 Merchante Spanish Michael Jordan. 3120 for this card. It's pop 11. There's only 4 graded higher than PSA 7, so condition is the issue here. That's what's driving the price over $3,000. My good friend Stanley Siratinsky would be an expert to speak on this card. I am not one, but that's a big-time card. A lot of people try to complete that Jordan Master list, and obviously you got to have this one to complete that. And that's a pretty high grade, to be honest with you, for a pretty rare sticker. This will not be the last time we see a foreign sticker for Jordan on today's list. Next to it, we've got a much lower pop than the true Prism. This is the Doncic blue. This is not serial numbered, but it is a blue parallel. This was before Mosaic was a standalone product. These Mosaics are much, much lower pop, which I recall from doing that Doncic 2018 video. Any thoughts on this one? It is a color match. I didn't per se like this when it came out. I still don't, but I do recognize that if you're looking for 2018 Doncic Prism rookie cards, lower pop the better, as we saw from the silver. So, any thoughts on this one?
I hear Cage's voice. He was saying lower demand for it too. We sometimes just saw for lower pop, lower demand for those. Agreed. And I like it aesthetically. I like the Mosaic a lot more than Prism, but it's not a reachable price point. It's not numbered.
It feels too high.
It feels too high.
We're making enemies every time we talk about a card being overpriced, but at least we make friends with the seller, right? So we may add a seller subscriber. We're going to lose a buyer. Somebody's going to be pissed off.
I don't know about you, Bri. You've been doing this for a lot longer. I'm wrong often. I learn every single day. That's the goal. I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to learn.
Right next to it, I lost again. I repeat, I am not a Colin Sexton super collector, but go look at what he did his last fully healthy year in Cleveland with Garland on the court with him. A lot of people don't remember. Garland was on the court with Colin Sexton. He put up really big numbers, and he is in he's playing this year. I don't know if you guys know, he's playing for a G League team. They're called the Utah Jazz. He's got a bunch of G League guys around him, and Kelly Olynyk may be their next best player. I'm just kidding. Markkanen, actually, the Finnish sensation, is going to be the next best player. Sexton is going to have the greenest of green lights of any player in the entire NBA. I am telling you right now, he is going to put up absolutely astonishing, preposterous numbers. So I thought, well, this is a really big Sexton card. I'll take a low bid. Maybe this one slips under the cracks. It did not. 3240 is a real number. It's serial number to 20. It's that first of the line release. It's a really beautiful patch. Everything about the card's awesome. 9.5 min gem, which is tough to get in National Treasures. I wasn't close, so I don't want you to think that I just missed out at 3,100. That's just too much for me. I'm not that confident that Sexton, but I thought it was a good short-term play.
My favorite Sexton story is he was playing. They were playing the Nets, and he went into the Nets locker room and he tapped Kyrie on the leg. He's like, "You're gonna have a long night," and he put up 40 on him.
I love that. And then Kyrie just sprayed incense and frankincense and myrrh all over him because he's a warlock. He's a wizard. We got an Exquisite patch from 2003. Again,
I bid on that card.
What's that?
I bid on that card.
Did you? Okay, yeah. I know you're a big Kobe guy. I'm not, but I know where he fits, in the hobby hierarchy, of course. So I respect him for sure, and I've got him in my top 10, as well. But 2003 Exquisite, this is the patch. It's serial number to 10, so it's not an auto. It's not a limited logos. It's not one of those, but it is first-year Exquisite. 3240 for this Kobe, BGS 9. We've got your flagship, Bird Magic, again, we talked about it. This is 3240. Like, for instance, would you rather this PSA 8 pop 8 zillion Bird Magic PSA 8, or would you rather that silver one in the SGC slab?
This is actually one of our first episodes, or in the first few months, we had an argument about that. I'm easy for me, the auto.
Easy. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I don't understand it. Again, not everything in the hobby makes sense, so we'll leave
Even
that
the
where it
9,
is.
even the 9 at a lot of points, like I would just rather have the auto and take 8,000-9,000
Yeah.
bucks. I have the card.
The 9's around it's a little shade over 20. The drop from the 9 to the 8 is massive. Obviously, I think the 9's a little over 20, a shade over 20, depending on whether
it came down a lot in Golden. I think it's 11 or 12 actually.
No.
Yeah, one finish at 11 or 12 this
Are
weekend.
you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, we gotta go look that up. We'll look that up before we're done. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, serial number to 25, flawless rookie. That's a pop 1 in PSA 10 slab, 3360. Here's a card people sleep on. The inserts from 2012 Prism. There's only 4 of them. Finalist is one of those. This is the silver, but they call it back then. Of course, they called it Prism. So it's very confusing. But silver Prism, basically, we'll call it today. PSA 10 LeBron, 3360 for that one. Next up, we've got an autographed Bill Russell from 2004 Exquisite Collection. Beautiful freaking autograph right there. That is a really good-looking card featuring Bill Russell in his Celtics uni. Pop 3 there, 3360. A Jordan 5.5, pretty clean copy of a 5.5. A little rough on the top right corner. Of course, it's a little bit off-center, as you would expect from 5.5. PWCC tags it with a 30% eye appeal. Remember, that is a top 30% of the other 5.5s out there. 3360 for that one. Let's look up the Giannis Select, right? So Prism is kind of the big dog. Right after that, as far as chromium product options for Giannis Rookies, is the Select Silver. This is a quad gem, 3480. I think I've got him pulled up. There it is. I don't know what the hell is going on with this card. Again, remember when you're buying BGS cards, it depends on the subgrades, of course. This is a quad gem. The last one sold for $4,100. This one tonight sells for $3,480. Pretty nice pickup there for the buyer. Of course, these two down here is a $2,800 private sale, a $2,900 private sale. It's only a pop 161. It's just significantly lower on the hobby hierarchy than Prism. I don't know what else there is to say about it. But that's a quad 9.5. Good card there. And then another Bill Russell here. So 2 big-time Bill Russell cards, both from Exquisite Collection, both autographs, both numbered to 25, both pop 1 and pop 3. So about $3,400 for that one as well. And look, speak of the devil, here we go. We got another one. Same thing, 2004 Exquisite, serial number 25, $3,480. So all 3 of those Bill Russells, you could have tucked them all and put them in your backpack for $10,000, it looks like. Right next to it, you talked about this one.
I'd assume it's probably the same buyer.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's somebody out there who's scooping up the Russells. Believe it or not, post-passing, his cards didn't really run crazy. I didn't see that. Did you see that? I didn't think they ran all that crazy.
Irving Bird Magic, 11,211 on an eBay auction last night. PSA 9.
That's nuts.
It's nuts. When a lot of auctions end, because Golden ended, I think Saturday, PWCC yesterday. That's a lot of money soaked up.
Yeah.
So it could have been just one comp.
I hope that's a one-off because that's a huge drop. Luckily, I just sold mine, I think maybe 30 days ago, my PSA 9. I think I sold it for like right at 20. I think I sold it for 20 on the nose to a local buyer here.
A cool data point that I've been tracking anecdotally is like when an event happens, how much more supply hits. And PWCC makes this easy because you search a name and you see exactly how many there are.
Yeah.
When Bill Russell passed away, I was in the market. What happened was so much supply also hit. So there was a lot more demand. People were buying. It was competitive.
Yeah.
But there was a lot more supply. Yeah.
More options is all it is, man. There's more options. If your buyers are spread thin, you're going to have fewer people fighting over it.
Yep. Unless it's a legendary card. And then he gave me a whole spiel, sent me a voice message. He's like, Andrew, I'm not going to work with you if you think that this is a legendary card. Let me show you what a legendary card is. So go ahead.
Here we go. Contenders. Cracked Ice. This is serial number to 25. It's a pop 2. You know what? This is my guy, right? This is one of my 2 or 3 big prospects along with Anthony Simon. So I'm a big fan of this card. There's just a million variations of Contenders autograph cards. I'm not familiar with them. I always say that. Really good looking card here featuring KPJ in his Cavs uniform. Did not work out very well with the Cavs. A lot of people think he's prime, not just me. A lot of people think he's primed to have a pretty damn big year alongside Jalen Green and the delicate dancer, Alperen Şengün. So we'll see how that Rockets team does. Probably not a team that you're going to find on mainstream television very much, but they'll be on League Pass, and that'll be fun to watch.
Can I ask the community something?
Yeah.
A card like that, so it's jersey numbered 4 out of 25, but he changed his jersey number to 3. Mm-hmm. And on that card, you actually don't see the jersey number. talk to me. Does that impact the card price? Do you want to see that the jersey number, serial number matches, and there's actually a photo of it? And if you change your number, does it have an impact?
Yeah, that's a great question. I threw that out there the other day on Instagram, and it was honestly split down the middle. My ultimate conclusion was I got heat for this. Like I recognize there's a premium for a jersey number, right? A true jersey number match. I get that. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. There is a premium that people pay for that. I'm just not the guy. I'm not the target market. I would rather buy serial number 7 out of 25 for $2,500, take my $1,100 difference and go buy another Kevin Porter Jr. card. That's just me. But that's the beautiful thing about the hobby. There's people out there that only collect serial number jersey cards.
You wouldn't make it in NFT world.
A million ways.
Just
a million ways to collect. Yep.
You wouldn't make it in NFT land, Brian.
Hall of Famer number 2, Alonzo Mourning, also 9.5, which is crazy rare. It makes it a pop 2. Exquisite, limited logos, unbelievable patch, unbelievable autograph, $3,600 for that one. A Jordan Poole PSA 910 for the auto. Again, like I said, there's a million variations of contenders, autograph cards. There's another one, $3,720 for that
I
Jordan
bid on
Poole.
the Poole. Here's what's weird about contenders. In basketball, we like contenders optic. In football, we like contenders paper. When I say we, the market prefers.
Yeah. I pass on all of it because it's confusing, and I've never really dove in and educated myself on that. I know it's a really big deal in football, right? Contenders is a much bigger deal in football than in basketball. Nonetheless, it's still got its basketball buyers. Kobe in-person auto, it looks like, PSA 710, $3,720. Here's the next Michael Jordan Spanish sticker. This one's a whale, a PSA 10, goes for $3,720. So there's a Jordan master set registry on PSA collector who put this in his collection and checked off a huge box. That's a really crisp looking Michael Jordan stamp right there. Zebra print, LaMelo Ball, rookie card, select courtside. You know, I wish courtside would have stuck with the base and the silver, but now there's a million variations. This is an elephant print variation, $3,840. Jordan's signature auto, it's authentic, $3,840. Pop 2 right there. That's pretty low for a Jordan auto. Your next Hall of Famer, 2003 Exquisite Collection, Jason Kidd, sells for more than Alonzo Mourning, $3,840. Not much more, but $3,840. That's a Pop 7 card right there. It's another Steph autograph. Like I said, every time we do these, we see tons of Steph autographs. He must have signed a lot. I see tons of opportunity to get into the Steph autograph market. $3,960 for that one from Opulence. Right next to it, another Steph autograph. This is from 2009 Court Kings. It's an on-card as far as I can tell. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. $3,960. That's serial number to an extremely arbitrary 649. Does that sound right to you, or is that a typo? That seems really
That's right.
odd.
That's right. I think it's a sticker. I was looking at that one.
Is it a sticker?
With Curry is because of LeBron's.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Because of LeBron's deal with Upper Deck, he doesn't sign with Panini. So Curry is actually this generation's like Panini star. What I mean by that is he's the one that signed the most cards for Panini.
Yeah.
So you see a ton. If you're on PWCC Weekly, you see a ton of Curry autos week after week after week. Flawless, opulence. I mean, you could go all the way down all of these releases. Select. It's scary as an investor. It's amazing as a collector.
Yeah. Tons and tons and tons of options.
Yeah, a lot of Currys. And most of his stuff is game worn.
Okay. I skipped a couple rows. We're gonna stay on track. We've got a 96 Skybox EX2000. That would be a very fun rip. Obviously, huge rookie class in 1996. $4,320 for that box. Another Jordan best of the new, old, whatever that means. Another one of his, authentic star prints here. This one's a Gem Plus, so this puts it in extremely rare company. $4,320 for that card. And then we've got the first one. The next one we're going to look up. This is a George Mikan 48 Bowman PSA 1. His only, I shouldn't say that because there's some kind of bread truck rookies or something like that were distributed. But I think this is his first pack-pulled rookie. Yeah, I might be wrong. Tons of paper loss, off center. That's what you'd expect from a PSA 1. But you're talking about a very valuable card nonetheless. $4,320 it sold for. The last 2 sales, Andrew, over the last year. This card's so rare. It's Pop 29. Only sold twice over the last year. That's how rare it is. You're talking about even in PSA 1. 4,080 was the last sale. This one goes for 4,320 despite all the clear paper loss on the front. Just a big card. Probably the first big vintage, mainstream big vintage card out there for a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah. What that tells me, and I know your audience is sophisticated, so I'm not telling them anything they don't know. This is sitting in collectors. This is a collector's card.
Yeah.
When you only see 2 sales in that long of a period, it's because the other 19 are like, I'm never parting with this.
That's right.
Mikan is an interesting play for people trying to get into vintage but don't love baseball. It's a really interesting basketball vintage play.
It's the first, on the list. I mean, there's the 48 Mike and the 57 Topps Russell, and then the 61 Wilt. And there's other 57 rookies, of course, Kuzi and those guys. And then there's other 61 rookies. But those are the first 3 real big, true, super vintage rookie cards that I can think of. That, if I was going to make a checklist, Mike and 48, 57 Russell, 61 Wilt, and 69 Topps Alcindor would be the 4 that I would put on Vintage Rushmore. Doc coming in a little behind it, Oscar Robertson, a couple other guys, the Kuzis and the Pettits and the stuff like that coming in behind. But those 4 would be the 4 that I would think of. 1/1 autograph Kobe here, 45/60. Let's look up the Bird PSA 10 86 Fleer set. You guys know I'm a big fan of 86 Fleer. I am no longer the proud owner of this particular card in this particular grade, but we got to look it up. And so this is what that Bird card has done over the last 1 year. It's pretty indicative of what the 86 Fleer set has done over the last year, which is go down in value. There is a few undulations in here, some price volatility, but I think recently we've kind of steadied it here. So 51.37 was the last sale. Let's look at the last 3 months and let's see what happens. So 3 sales, 4,000, 4,000, 51.37. This one goes for 45.60. So a shade under the last sale with the PWCC eye appeal sticker. So pretty good buy there for the buyer under the last comp. You guys know how much I love Kaboom. I'm thinking about consolidating my entire collection into little cartoon Kaboom cards. This is a LeBron PSA 9, 4,680 for that one. A cool tag here. I don't even know what you would call this.
That's first year Kaboom, right?
What's that?
That's first year Kaboom.
Only you would know. I have no clue. I don't. When I see them, I just keep scrolling because everybody that watches my channel knows A, not an expert on it, and B, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Although I am starting to educate myself more on ultra modern case hit insert type stuff. So Kaboom's in there, of course. So I've got to know a little bit about it. But is that first year? Innovation was where it came out?
I believe 2013 and 2012. I don't want to misspeak. We might be 2012, and that might be second year.
Yeah. Next to it, we got a Kobe. It's serial number to 2. It's got an interesting little logo patch, but it's got the word Authentics written across it. It is what it is. 4,800 for that one. BGS 9.
It's game worn. It's game worn.
Is it Kmart?
Yeah, I was looking at that card yesterday. It's game worn.
Okay. Right next to it, we got a 2005 Exquisite Collection Jordan. This is the base. Everybody knows every card in Exquisite Collection is serial numbered. Every single card you pull out of every single box. So this is serial number to 225. But the fact that it's in a PSA 10 slab is what makes it special. And that's why I got to the 5,000 mark almost. 4,920. Pop 3 in that PSA 10 slab. Right next to it, a card that I am happy to own as well, a 1997 Skybox EX 2001 PSA 10. Again, theoretically a base card, but this is a badass card. This does not look like your typical base card. Beautiful Jordan base right here, 4,920 for that EX 2001. We've got your 86 Fleer Jordan, PSA 7 with the PWCC 30% sticker, just shy of 5,000 as well. And then the first card that Brian wins. Yes, I'm congratulating myself too off screen. Serial number to 10. We talked about the silver one below. This is what that silver one would have looked like, except it would have been in a silver BGS label. So this just called to me, Andrew. It's weird. I collect Jordan, LeBron, and Giannis, and then Lillard. This is outside the box for me. I just saw this red label, and it just intrigued me. And so I was like, let's click it. What's it about? What does it mean? Let me text some of my really intelligent collector friends who've been doing this longer than me. I'll be the first one to admit when I don't know something about a card or product, I text one of the goats out there that's been doing this for 2 or 3 decades. They told me it's a cool piece. They told me it's legit. They kind of explained what these cards are. These are original 1980 Topps rookie cards that were bought back by Topps and then put into later products. And they were basically hits, right? And so autographed by Magic, autographed by Bird in red ink with a red label, and then serial number 2 out of 10 right there in the middle. And then, PWCC has a nice little description. Collector searching for a unique take on the Bird rookie will likely gravitate to this offering. It's a buyback card. If you're unfamiliar with buybacks, these are cards that have already been released, in this case in 1980. Then they're bought back by the manufacturers and reinserted into new products. In this case, 2 autos, Bird and Magic, and in buyback was limited to only 10 examples. But I think, again, correct me in the comments, I think there's a blue, a red, a silver, and a gold. And I think they're all serial number to 10. So I think there's 40 total. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2012 gold Prism is literally just that, gold. And so this Beal goes for $5,040. What do you think about Beal's career? Where is he at? Is Devin Booker just the next Bradley Beal, or is he already more accomplished because he's been to a finals and he's dropped 70 in the Garden? Is Beal a poor man's Booker, I guess I should say?
Beal could be as like a Brandon Roy to me, man. The guy was so good.
Yeah, he was.
Beal is so good. I'm a huge Beal fan personally. I actually held that card in the base in a PSA 10 with an auto, I believe. A Pop 6. I love Beal. I can't understand why he doesn't get more love. One team, but his team sucks. And Washington's not the greatest fan base when it comes to sports either. I've wanted him to go somewhere every single offseason, and he's
in limbo, man. As long as he stays there, he's in limbo. Same thing with my guy, Damian Lillard. God, all my Lillard collectors are going to hate me for saying this, but the Blazers are in limbo as well. They're not bad enough to be a lottery team. They're not good enough to have any chance of winning a title. Lillard's a first ballot Hall of Famer, NBA top 75. Beal is an incredible scorer. Always a threat to put up 30 PPG every single season. So he's got to get out of there. But man, look, BGS 10 gold label, gold card, serial number to 10 from the best, the first year of Prism. That's a huge card for any Beal collector out there.
Bump it.
Kobe High Voltage, throw the grade out the window. These are huge cards, serial number to 500. That's a pop 8, $5,000. We saw this sell last week. Only somebody got an in-person autograph on it last week. And I posed the question, would you rather the card with the in-person auto, or would you just rather the card the way it was intended to be without the auto? And I got some really interesting responses. But this is his 96 Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor in a BGS 9.5 mixed gem slab. It is die cut down here at the bottom, which I think is really cool. It's kind of a unique die cut where it's just that little bottom right edge right there. $51.60 for that one. We got Upper Deck Black Ticket, LeBron, on-card gold script auto, serial number to 15, $52.80. Jordan BGS 8 sells for $52.80. The next Hall of Famer on our 2003 Exquisite Limited logos, David Robinson, outsells Jason Kidd and Alonzo Mourning for $55.20. Steph Curry, we saw the Doncic earlier where he had 46 or 48. Here's the Steph Curry where he dropped 62 points on somebody in 2021. Autograph, serial number to 62. Pretty cool stuff. $56.40 for that one. The Panini 1-in-1 Timeless Moments. What do you think about Panini 1-in-1, that product? Do you like it? I think it was just 2 cards in the box, if I'm not mistaken.
I love Panini 1-in-1.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I really like the set. I like the quality of the cards. I have a Jordan Poole Panini 1-in-1 right here.
Oh, cool.
I'm a fan. 2019 is the first year, though, so I think that's the second year one.
Second year 1-in-1?
Yeah,
you got to have some balls to rip that, man. I mean, you didn't pull that Jordan Poole out of a box. I know you. You're not gambling to that extent.
No,
That's nuts, man. To buy a box with just 2 cards and throw it all on the table, you got to have some nuts to do that.
Good work, Panini, with the 8 auto and the 8.5 grade on the 2-card set.
Yeah, nice work. Right next to that, right above that, we've got criminally undervalued, as the young people like to say, Dwyane Wade, top 5 shooting guard of all time. Fight me if you disagree. Rookie card, autograph, serial number to 250, BGS 1010, $56.40. That's absolutely preposterous. And right next to it, we've got the orange parallel of the Duncan Go. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is actually the Duncan Go Nuts. It's just not clear. And here's what's interesting. So the first thing that I see when I look at this card is the card's yellow. It's clearly yellowed. It's acetate. The biggest concern with the Duncan Go Nuts is that it's yellowing, or that it could yellow or has yellowed. So that's the first thing you're always looking at with this particular Michael Jordan insert from 98 Skybox, the X Century. It looks as yellow can get to me, Andrew. And if you click on it, the front looks yellow. The back looks yellow. It almost literally looks like a urine parallel. The card sold for $57.60. Let's find it. The last one sold for $48.60. So this yellow one sold for $900 over the last comp. I've got the last year pulled up. Let's look at the last 3 months. That's probably more indicative. It's a pop 61, but this card goes all the way back up to $5,700, which I thought was a big jump. Maybe this was just the steal of the century. I don't know, but remember, guys, if you're buying this card, looking at the clarity of the surface of the card and making sure it's clear, the best way to tell is like if you're buying this card and you're buying it on private or something like that, or even on eBay, ask the seller to send you a picture of the card with a sheet of white paper behind it. And that's the easiest way to tell if it's yellow or if it's clear. BGS 8.5 Jordan sells for $57.60. This kind of makes me happy because I just sold one of these, or I traded one of these for significantly more at the National. We got a limited logos, Magic Johnson, but this is the 2004 Exquisite limited logo. Stay tuned. There's more Magic limited logos coming. As I warned you, $58.80 for that one. Those are actually serial numbered to 50, unlike the 2003s, which were serial numbered to 75. Another Contenders orange autograph Zion, 6,000 there. A Doncic shooting version. Again, there's a million parallels. This is Contenders Optic Doncic shooting autograph PSA 10, serial number to 6,000. And then this at first glance looks like an 86 Fleer set, but it's not. Yeah. This is an interesting one, right? So I'm going to click it. This is the 2006. It's the 86, 87, 20th year anniversary set that came out. Complete set, 132 cards, just like the original. It's a mixed set, right? Which set collectors do not like, but it is what it is. So it's PSA 8, 9s, or 10s. It comes with a sealed hobby box, which is cool. It also comes with a graded foil pack, which I think is pretty cool. And if you click down here, you can see that. So it comes with the box. It comes with all 132 cards, PSA slab, and it also comes with a sealed pack, PSA 8, which I don't know how much value that adds. $6,000. I think that's pretty cool. The Jordan's a PSA 10, by the way. Pretty cool stuff there.
For sure.
Yep. I'm not a retro guy, so if I'm going to collect it, I'm just going to go get the originals, but that's just me. $6,000 for the whole set seems like a fair price. I don't know. I'd have to do some more digging on that. We got a Zion Green Ice. I don't think these – okay, serial number 2, an arbitrary 16. What is that? I don't know what that is.
Sometimes they do that. Sometimes first off the line does that. I don't think that's a first off the line.
Weird.
Zion, here's how I think of Zion. Zion is next year's Trey Lance, right? A lot of hype. There's going to be a lot of inventory heading into the season as people start to realize it's kind of a make it or break it season, and I'm holding a lot of risk back here. You live in New Orleans. I don't know if you've heard anything about him weight-wise, training, any of that, and you want to share?
I see the same pictures that you see. I know he's got some bad eating habits from what I have heard from good sources, actual NBA players. I've kind of confirmed it. I'm a huge Zion fan. I want him to succeed. Obviously, I would love to go down and watch 12 Zion games this year, when they play my Bucks and when they play the Blazers. I'd love to go down there and watch them, even random games, just to go down there and see some NBA talent. The city's better when he's playing, of course, just like it was better when Anthony Davis and Chris Paul were running lobs, and putting on a show. I've been down there to games, and when Zion wasn't playing, even though Ingram was doing his thing and they were probably overachieving, there's nobody there, man. It's really sad. And so this is it. This is a put up or shut up year for Zion. I want nothing for the best. I don't own a card because he came out of the gates his price point was just too high, man, for me. And then there's just too many parallels and too many options. And so I kind of stayed on the sidelines. But just from a fan standpoint, I have a huge rooting interest. I want him to do great.
He fills up the seats. When he's playing, the kids come. They want to watch him dunk.
Look, people like to see human beings who can do things that only, one or two people on earth can do. And he fits in that category, man. He just does things that very few humans have ever done at his size. And we'll see. This is a very, very, very big year for him. Yes, you are correct.
Have you ever seen Marcus Dupree documentary on 30 for 30?
I did.
Those high school kids that at high school, they're 2 times the size of everybody else because for whatever reason they grow. I don't know why. Marcus Dupree was that guy. This guy you look at that 30 for 30, he would run over kids. He looked like he was 3 times bigger than them. But for some reason, if they don't take exceptional care of their body, they start filling it out with fat and they lose the athleticism much earlier than us too.
That's the concern with Zion is he's the strangest combination of size and athleticism we've ever seen. The question is, what about when he's 32? What about when he's 31? Are we going to see the Blake Griffin drop off? Blake Griffin, and again, Blake Griffin had an incredible career. Let's be very clear about that. But wow, did Blake Griffin hit a wall or what? He's not real helpful on an NBA roster right now. And just 2 years ago, he was 20 plus points per game. So The question is, what happens when that goes? Will Zion age well? That's the question. And you asked the question about a lot of guys like that are, primarily, their physical prowess is everything. You ask the same kind of question with Giannis. The difference is Giannis is not 6'6". Giannis is 7 feet tall, with an 8-foot wingspan. So Giannis is going to be a problem when he's 34. Zion's going to be a 6'6" guy that may not be able to jump great. Maybe he takes care of his body and maybe he can jump out of the gym when he's 34. Who knows, man? Modern nutrition and science has changed a lot. Let's keep rolling. Dual patch auto Steph Curry, 6,900. Another Steph autograph from Flawless Premium. This is a one-on-one here, 6,900 as well. We've got a Kobe. I like these in-flight signatures. This is one of the really cool parallels or inserts from the Select product that I do like, these in-flights, and that one's 7,200. Another Exquisite collection. Carmelo so far now has outsold David Robinson and Mourning and Gary Payton, 7,200, and Jason Kidd. We've got a Jordan preview. This is 1998 Topps Chrome Refractor. I think the label should say preview refractor, but it doesn't. It says it in the description here because it is, but for some reason the label doesn't say it. I feel like it should. 7,500 for that in PSA 9. Here's another one that I lost. I was going to chase it, but I decided to put my money into that red label Magic Bird that we looked at. This is Jordan's first ever refractor. The first card that I featured on my Explore the Card episode number 1 way back when in December of 2021. 7,500 for that one. I've got him pulled up here for sure. Here he is. 4,861 was the last sold price for a 9.5, 6,750 before that. This one jumps all the way to 7,500, so a really good sale there for the seller. Again, quad gem is not the same as minimum gem, and people will pay a premium for those even in BGS 9.5. I don't think the centering's 9.5 just from first glance, left to right. That's just me, or top to bottom. It just seems like the centering is not a 9.5 quality, but the color is impeccable. The thing we see with this card, Andrew, is that it's real easy to tell when they've greened, and this one, to me, has great color, which is very rare. So people are buying the color. They're really hyper-focusing on the surface for this 1993 Finest in all grades. It's all about the coloring.
And, guys, think about this from just a human behavior perspective. You're going to see cards maybe go 10, 20% higher on PWCC, like the Duncan Go Nuts, for example, because of the time they spent for the quality of the photos. So you get to actually see, oh, it is a little off top to bottom, but it's perfect coloring. So, yeah.
It's almost too good. Like when I share pictures of my cards on Instagram, people are like, you got a white corner. I'm like, dude, it's magnified like 400 billion. It's going to show everything. If there's a hair on there, it's going to look like a scratch. I mean, it's nuts, man. The photo quality on PWCC is almost too good sometimes. We got a Jordan PSA 8 right here. Really, really clean looking 8 to me. I know the top right corner is a little frosty, but good Lord, that's why PWCC tagged a 5% on this one. That's a hellacious 8 right there. 8,100 for that one, Andrew. Here's a card that I picked up recently. I think I paid right at 10K on the nose maybe 6 months ago. Of course, I'm down on it. Thank God. 8,400 for this one. I've got this one pulled up because this is an interesting alternative to the LeBron-based Topps PSA 10, which is a pop 2,193. This is the first edition, so it's only a pop 120 right there. Again, on a death march, down 50% over the last year. What has it done over the last 3 months? That's what I suspected. It's sort of steady, down 11%. The last one sold for 9,100. I think I bought somewhere around here, if I had to guess, around the 10,000 mark. Last one sold 9,100. This one drops again. I think that's a good buy for the buyer. Pop 120 is not a lot for LeBron. Next to that, we got a Jordan Flair Showcase Legacy Collection. Those are serial number to 100. This is a PSA 9. Showcase is a very Flair Showcase is a very confusing product. There's row 0, row 1, row 2. Then there's the Legacy collections, and then there's there's a million different variations. So educate yourself before you start buying these Jordans.
Cardboard connection.
Them all, get your pocketbook ready. There is a lot to that and a lot to educate yourself on. 8,400 for that card in a PSA 9. What about this Spectra Doncic Color Blast? It's a pop 1 here in a BGS 10 label. It's so rare that in Card Ladder, they don't have it. So I've pulled up the PSA 10, but here's something interesting. We both would agree a BGS 10 usually sells for a premium over a PSA 10 label. Fair? Well, the last 2 PSA 10s sold for 10,800 and 11,400.
During the season, though. During the season.
Fair enough, but this one sells for 9,000. So I like that pickup. This is a pop one. If you want the color blast, it's a second year, right? So it's not as a rookie color blast, which would be $8 trillion. $9,000 there. Pop 11 for the PSA 10. BGS 10's a pop one. Sell for about $1,000, $2,000 less. The age-old question is, did this buyer get a deal on this BGS 10 in comparison to the PSA 10, or did somebody just overpay for the PSA 10s, right? That's the thing, and we talk ourselves into, would-be buyers talk themselves into that wealth. This is I'm gonna get this at a discount. Well, maybe the other people overpaid for theirs. So we're always, fighting that battle, looking for the balance. All right, now we're getting to the big dogs, right? And so the Magic 2003 Exquisite 8.5, 9 autograph sells for $9,000. A Jordan 8.5 sells for $9,000. I'll be honest with you, I think that PSA 8 we just looked at with the 5% sticker is better than this. I really do. But this 8.5 goes for $9,000. Buy the card, not the grade, people. Logo man RJ Barrett, one of the most inefficient players in the entire NBA, but he puts up numbers. I was looking at the disparity. What's that?
Can we talk about this card, please?
Okay.
So you have an out of 5 logo man, which doesn't even make any sense.
I hate that.
Then you have a non-game worn logo man, which makes no sense.
Yep.
And then you have a non-autographed card. And RJ sucks. That's all I want to say.
I'm not going to close the book on RJ. Here's what I'll say. And I was looking at this.
He can't go right.
He can't go right.
He
can't. But let me tell you something. The NBA is full of players that can only go one direction that were very successful. So it can be. He can be effective being very left-handed. There's a lot of very left-handed players in the NBA, my friend. But let me tell you something about RJ. So I was doing some fantasy basketball research. My draft is coming up. He is a very good fantasy player in a points-based league, right? Because that eliminates the percentages, field goal percentage, free throw percentage. But in a category league where field goal percentage and free throw percentage comprise 25% of the value of a player, he's a terrible player, which reeks of inefficiency. Man, the dude's been in the league now. This is going to be his 4th year. When's his rookie card? 2019? Yeah, 2019. So 2020, 2021, 2022. The dude's had a chance. He's had plenty of time. We've got a sample size. He's got to start making shots. The question is the dude a point guard or not? This year, he's not playing the point. He's going to hand that over to Jalen Brunson. He's got to put up or shut up because they gave the bag to him. So we'll see where RJ Barrett fits. Maybe taking the ball handling duties off of him. And I know he wasn't always the point guard. Derrick Rose is there and Quickly and all those guys. But I think they're going to take the ball out of his hands a little bit more. Maybe let him exploit mismatches, do a little bit more in the mid post because he is a really big kid, really big 2-guard.
Do you remember Corey Maggette?
I do.
Remember how phenomenal he was for fantasy? Really good player.
The greatest arms, some of the greatest arms ever in the NBA. I would never, if I was Corey Maggette, I would be doing this episode right here with you with no shirt on.
No sleeves.
I would step back about 5 feet. I'd let you see everything I've got. He had one of the greatest bodies of an NBA player. It was like he looked like a freaking 6'8" bodybuilder playing basketball. RJ Barrett's a lot more skilled than Corey Maggette.
No.
Yes, he is. He's significantly more skilled. I'll go.
You watch this Knicks play, you're going to throw up watching this offense and the lack of creativity. Dribble handoff, go left, try to get to the cup.
That's what he's doing. He's got to develop that mid-range game. He's got to shoot the damn 3-ball better. We're on the same page. Barrett's got a huge step forward that he's got to take this year. Put him in the bucket with Zion. We got to see more from both of them. LeBron on the basketball, little swatch deal here. 9.5 from Sweet Shots, 9,600. Here's a card that I absolutely adore. This is a 2013 Court Kings next day auto for Giannis, $11,100. I know I've got this.
So I want to tell you something about this, and this is why I love the hobby, man. We could talk about prices and all that stuff, but what makes the hobby so special is the community, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday in our DMs, after we posted that card, someone reached out and they're like, hey, did you know about this other card? And it's the personal collection. So those same next day autos, they have a personal collection inscribed and they give the players the cards. And sometimes there's a personal collection card, those cards that they gave to Giannis to give out to his friends, family.
Yeah.
Have better autos because they write, it's like a full auto with number 34. And sometimes they leak out into the market. So there's only 2 of those out there, but very cool. Next day autos, personal collection.
That's a pretty big time parallel because next day autos are damn rare in and of themselves, my friend. 15,452 last sold in March. So about, 6 months ago? That was a 9.5 as well on Golden. This one today sells for $11,100. So again, it's that same dilemma. Was the last one oversold? Was this one undersold? Giannis hasn't done anything to cause his cards to go down in between, but here we are in a market correction.
I know we got to go, but have you seen the movie Rise?
I haven't seen it yet, and you would think as a
you
huge
guys
Giannis
watch
guy,
the movie Rise,
is it okay?
An extra appreciation for what that next day auto is. Because from the time he was living in Greece to him getting drafted was like 2 weeks, a month. So that's literally him signing that card when his life changed from being like poor with his family, not being able to afford anything, to being discovered, to being in the draft. Changed his life like that. So that's a very cool card.
If they make a Disney movie about you, your life is exceptional. Generally speaking, usually that's the case. Dual auto, Dr. J and Jordan with the patches, napkin patches, serial number to 5, $12,000 there. We got a 2003 Topps Chrome box. If you're big game hunting and you want that TJ Ford, that's what you're looking for. $12,600. This we've pulled up. Card Ladder does sealed wax. Here's two. I've got two pulled up. Okay, so I've got this 2003 pulled up. And then we're going to look at the 1996 Topps Chrome right next to it. Okay, so your Kobe rookie year, your Kobe rookie year, your Iverson, your Ray Allen, your those guys, and then over here your LeBron, Melo, Wade, Bosh, etc. $12,600. So one box each. They both sold for $12,600. We've got the 2003 box here. Okay, so people who think wax is impervious to market resets, no, not the case. Last one sold for $12,250. This one sells for $12,600. So pretty much right on the number. Not much to see there. But look at this. And maybe I'm missing something. This is the 96 Chrome sealed box, Andrew. The last one sold for $24,000. Now, that is an aberration because before that, it was 17, 17, 18, 7, 16, 2, whatever. We know it was somewhere around 16 to 18,000. Look what this one sells for last night, $12,600. Wow. Again, I don't know if the box is damaged. I didn't take a close look at it. Maybe there's more to the story, but that seemed like a significant discount over the last few sales. If I pull it back up, I mean, that's way lower than anything. That's down here in this area. I mean, we haven't even come close to that over the last year. And we know that this wax box has been as high as a preposterous 61,000. Wow. So down 80% from there.
Looks like a good buy on the surface.
It looks like a good buy on the surface. And again, you could open it and it could be an absolute and complete waste of $12,600. That is the double-edged sword of wax. And here we are. We're on our Rushmore, Andrew. So this is the top four. We've got the 2003 Chrome LeBron Refractor PSA 9. Sells for $13,200. You guys know I'm a LeBron collector, so I care about this card. Here I've got the last 3 months pulled up. 16 grand, 12 grand, 13 grand, 11 grand. So it's on the decline. This one last night, 13.2. So it jumps back a little bit. What do you think about that? Is that just an aberration? Is it just a clean 9? Up from the last one, but slightly lower than the comp before that, which was 13.5. So about what we expected. What do you think?
You know the wax openers, the people that buy those boxes, open them. Another play is taking a card like that, chopping off that corner, taking the card out, and sending it to our good friends in Beckett or SGC. If you're gambling, right? I mean, right. That card in a 9.5 is a $20,000 card, right?
Different card, man. Yep, different card. What's the pop on this? I should know this. 355. Let's see what a 9.5 is. Almost 20 grand, man. You're right. Almost 20 grand, Andrew. And a much higher pop, 433. Of course, this is the one you're looking for, the PSA 10. That's a $50,000 card, so that's a whole different level there. And here we go. So who would have thought that the KG Exquisite limited logos would outsell Bird, Magic, Jason Kidd, David Robbins, all of the below, right? This Bird one right here is phenomenal. And I didn't bid on this, but this is what almost led me to say, you know what, I'm going to win all of these. I'm just going to throw some crazy money at this. Thank God I resisted that urge. I really struggle to stay in my lane, as you can see, because I picked up that red label thing. But $14,400 for the Bird Exquisite limited logos, $15,600 for the KG. This patch right here is otherworldly, of course. The Bird patch is no slouch itself. Both autos are absolutely perfection.
The Bird auto is incredibly crisp.
The Bird auto is incredible. And the Bird is a Gem Plus, man, which is absolutely super rare, right? To get one of these exquisite limited logos in a Gem Plus condition. The KG is a minimum gem. But again, when you're buying cards like this, 9.5 is enough. You don't really have to dig too much into the subgrades because you're buying the patch and the auto and the player and the first year exquisite collection. So these two check a lot of boxes. We saw in the PWCC premiere Thursday, exquisite limited collection Jordans went apeshit. They went nuts, right? I think 3 of the top 4 sold were the Jordan exquisite collection limited logos and then nameplates and then one more parallel. So we've seen 2003 exquisite collection running on certain players. And so we've got these pulled up, believe it or not. So you can't find it in Card Ladder because it doesn't sell enough, but you can find it in the Card Ladder sales history. The last one was a true Gem Plus, and it sold for $21,600 only 4 months ago.
Was it the exact same card? Number 41?
I looked. It's a different serial number. I looked.
Brian, let me ask you, do you think the KG outsold the Bird because this was during KG's playing years versus the Bolt? This doesn't matter to you?
I don't think that's why. I just think it happens to which 2 guys it came down to, and it might be a KG super collector who's thinking it's pop 4. There's none graded higher. I might not see this card for 4 years, right? This is not like, for instance, the LeBron Chrome PSA 9, where if you don't win it, you don't have to chase it too hard. You're going to see one in the next 72 hours, right? This is a card, man. It's a pop 4. This one off the market, so that means there's 3 there. I'm assuming a KG collector bought this card. I don't know that, but I'd like to assume that, just like I assume a Bird collector bought that one. It could be a set collector like me, somebody with a wild hair to collect a set. I don't know. But I think that has a lot to do with it. It's just happenstance. Like I think on any given day, the Bird could have outsold the KG. It just so happens that in this particular auction, that's the way it rolled.
Second question.
Yeah.
All out, ceteris paribus. You know what that means? All else
No,
equal?
I don't speak that.
That's from econ. You're a lawyer. You're right. Forget about economics. Who cares? Duncan versus Kevin Durant. Same exact cards. Which do you think would outsell?
The KG would outsell.
Would outsell the Duncan?
I mean, if you make me guess, yes.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I don't like it. You know me, man. I'm all about trying to apply logic, but this is a round hole with a square peg. Shit doesn't work in the hobby, man. We don't apply logic all the time.
In the comments, if you saw 2 exquisite collections, same grade, 2003, Duncan KG next to each other, which do you think would outsell?
I want to know. I want to know too. I'm curious. I think the KG would probably outsell the Duncan, but anybody who knows anything about the history of basketball from a resume standpoint knows Duncan was the superior player, right? Of course. This could be another hour if we start talking about this. I'm not doing it.
People push back. KG was fantastic. He was just playing in Minnesota.
Look, again, clear top 5 power forward that ever lived, but Duncan is, I think, far and away the greatest. That's just my personal opinion. All things considered, right? And I'm not a rings guy, but 5 is a lot. The Bird and the KG, believe it or not, in this grade, Andrew, both last sold over $20,000. So 15.6 and 14.4 deals to be had. Was it just overpriced last time it sold? Who knows? It's just one of those deals where sometimes you just want the card, you go get the card. And then, of course, card number 1's our 1984 star, number 101 Jordan. This is a PSA 7. It's now a pop 9. There's 4 graded higher that we all are aware of. We know what they've all sold for, those 4 cards. $23,400, not coincidentally, $23,400 for that PSA 7. We've got this bad boy pulled up on Card Ladder. And despite what most people would suspect, which would be that this card was going to the moon, it's really not. It's pretty flat. There's 4 price points here over the last year. We should probably look at the last 3 months, and there you go. They're all from the last 3 months because, PSA just recently started regrading these just before the National. So average sale of those 4 is $29,000. This one goes for $23,400. That's a drop, man. That's a noticeable drop. Again,
can you read me the PSA cert? Because Card Ladder has that as a pop 20, where PWCC has that as a pop 9. What's the cert?
8-6. The whole thing 6-6-1-1-4-8-6-6.
Pop 21 now. Basically, what you're hearing is PSA graded an extra 1 over the weekend.
And what?
It's pop 21.
Yeah, it's going to happen quick. Yeah, Card Ladder's got it as a 20. And there you go. And that's what we expected. Like, the question is, where does, where does it stop, right? Where's the Wheel of Fortune wheel stop? Is it going to stop?
It's going to be less than a 10,000.
Or is it going to stop on the trip to Acapulco? So we'll see. We'll see what the final pop is. I am going to assume it's going to be in the hundreds, and so that's why I need the card. I respect the card. I care about the card, but I am sitting on the sidelines waiting to see where this, spinning stops. Like, what is the final, decent pop? And we're not going to know that for years. We're not going to know what the final pop's going to be on this card. It's going to stabilize at some point, but it's not any time in the near future. They probably got 20 of them at PSA right now, to be honest with you, in my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see where that one ends. But I thought that was a precipitous drop from the last sale, which was almost 30. This one goes for $23,400. So here's what I found interesting, Andrew. And I know this is the first time you've been on here with me. The top 8 cards are 8 different players. I'm counting this one as a Dr. J, even though it's got Jordan on there, and Jordan was number 1. Jordan, KG, Bird, LeBron, box, right? Seal wax 2 out of the top 8. Dr. J with Jordan, and then a Giannis next day auto. Isn't that crazy? And then RJ Barrett is a top 10 card. Which one doesn't belong?
RJ shouldn't be there. Dude, that star card is a fascinating case study. Like, if I'm a new person in the hobby and I'm buying my stuff, I wouldn't buy the star. I would just watch it, because it's like it has everything: supply and demand, market making, protecting the price, right? Because if you own that PSA 9, you're not going to let these PSA 7s fall. You're not going to let them. So there's so much happening with that star card. It's just fascinating.
It's just too much too soon. I've just got to sit back. And again, I own an 86 Fleer, so I own a lot of 86 Fleer, and I care a great deal about that card. And I personally think the 86 Fleer is the true rookie. I realize there's a split on that, but I am not naive to sit here and say, that star card is not an incredibly relevant card that is a must-have for any true Jordan collector. It is in some grade. I'm not telling you what grade to get, but I'm sure as hell not touching that until this thing settles down a little bit. So it's only a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when I put that card in my collection and then what grade. It just depends on where it goes from here. But that's it, guys. That's a wrap. A little bit longer than normal, but most of you guys who watch this just watched, regardless of whether it's 40 minutes or 80 minutes. So that's a wrap. Anything stand out to you, Andrew? Anything big? Anything you picked up a couple of cards, nothing in this top 100, I presume, or you would have mentioned it?
Just out of the top. Just out.
Just barely.
Close. A little Jordan Poole and a little Embiid action. I put my money where my mouth is.
I heard. I like it. I like the move. Now, look, I have a don't buy any modern big men rule. So Embiid I was not bidding against you for that Embiid. But I heard you say the other day, you think the Sixers are going to win the East and you think Embiid's going to win MVP. But I have horrible news for you. Both are impossible, because the Bucks are going to win the East and Giannis is going to win the MVP. I don't know what else to tell you. I have horrible news to deliver to you this day.
Giannis could win the championship. I agree. Giannis is the best player in the world.
Do we need to have a side bet, Embiid versus Giannis? We could talk about that off air.
Giannis is significantly better than Embiid.
Okay.
But we're talking about regular season, right?
Yeah. I know that's true.
Some teams' motivations don't align. The Sixers are out here to prove that they're the best team with their new retooled, Harold. That's their goal. I know that people say they're trying to win the championship, but sometimes it's different. It's tough to explain, but the Bucks are every year fighting for a championship. The Sixers just need to do something in the East, and I think 1-2 seed.
This may be the first time we've seen management force Giannis to take a game off here and there, because that dude, he's got a little knee situation, and he is going to play every game you let him play. So this may be the first year where Giannis's games played dips a little bit, because all they care about is a healthy Giannis, a healthy Middleton, a healthy Drew Holiday going into the playoffs. They've been there. They've done that. I don't really think they care as long as they're a top 4 seed. You know how it goes in the playoffs. Whereas the Sixers we're much maligned. We've picked up some new pieces. I know you're a big DeAnthony Melton guy. DeAnthony Melton super collector, right?
I love I like guys who know their role and they can come in and hit that. Yeah, dude,
I'm with you. I'm kidding.
A lot of people don't realize Jordan averaged 38.4 points a game early in his career, and then he actually toned it back because he realized it was no longer about winning scoring titles; it was about winning championships. Yep. That same thing happens. So Giannis, back to that, it's about winning championships, not winning
Yeah, it
MVPs and score. If that happens, it's good.
And I'll be honest with you, for Embiid, it might be about winning MVPs. You know, it might be about that. You're right. All right, we'll see. Thanks, guys. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. As always, you're going to get these on the Luka Nation Network from Brian at Cajun Cardboard. I'll keep trying to have guests come on. Thanks for joining me, Andrew. It was fantastic. It's really fun to do this with another person who's willing to wake up in the 5s or 6s in the morning.
Crazy.
And talk about cards. I know you're going to talk about it till 10 at night tonight too, probably with me. So living and breathing it and being part of it is awesome. Every Monday morning, you're going to get these on the Luka Nation Network. Every Friday on the Luka Nation Network, you're going to get my Explore the Card episode, which takes a deep dive into a Michael Jordan 80s or 90s insert or parallel card. And then you're also going to get sprinkled with probably 2 to 3 other impromptu videos from me on the Luka Nation Network every week. You can count on it. Thank you guys who have welcomed me into the Luka Nation Network family in such a quick manner. I truly appreciate it. The comments are awesome, most of them, so keep them up, keep engaged. Feel free to comment, feel free to message me. I'm Cajun Cardboard on Instagram and Facebook. I am not hard to find. And as always, thank you for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.
Thank you, Brian.